Hey guys, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums, bringing you guys yet another episode. Today's episode is just going to be a quick little update. It's February, so another update video coming up for you guys. And there's some just really cool things going on at the moment. I'm really happy with my fish room and how it's turning out. It's growing a little bit too quick for my liking, but it's fun and exciting. And we've just got lots of fish breeding and lots of baby fish going on at the moment. So stay tuned guys, it's all coming up in this video. Alright, I guess we'll get straight into it. These are the Goiter River rainbows. So these are actually growing up really nicely. So probably since the last time I showed these guys off, they've got a fair bit of size onto them. And as you can see, I'll try and get a bit closer here. A lot of them are getting that really nice red starting to come through on them. So these guys are pretty much like, I'm going to get them a little bit bigger before selling them. I'm probably going to hold them for like maybe another month and just get that a little bit bigger on them, like a little bit more size on them, sorry. And then hopefully we'll put some into the shop. So that'll be exciting because I haven't sold these guys before. So this will be a new fish for me to start selling. And I've got plenty more on the way. So once these guys are sold, there will be lots more on the way. So very excited to have these guys growing up nicely. There's a fair few in here. And if I can get close enough without scaring them away. I've shown these guys off a little bit before. I originally picked up 8 and last weekend I went in there and picked up the last 2 that were left. I couldn't stand seeing just 2 little cories left alone, so I had to pick up the last 2. So now I have 10 Longfin panda cories, and obviously the intention of them is to breed them like once they get to size and everything like that. At the moment we're just getting some good food into them and fatten them up and get them nice and growing well, and hopefully, you know, whenever they breed we'll get some nice Longfin panda cories, because they're a really fun looking corydora. I think a lot of people like these guys, just they're a real cute looking thing. And just the normal panda cories are cute enough, but you add the long fins on them and it just makes them just that little bit better. So these guys are still pretty small, so once they grow up a little bit bigger, that long fin's going to be more noticeable and be more long, I suppose. And we've got our one little baby Bristlenose in here as well. He's one of mine that I've bred, but I've got plenty more of them coming as well. So we'll move on to the next tank and keep showing you guys a little bit more of the update of the fish room. Moving over to this tank, just want to show off these super red Bristlenose again because they're starting to get a really nice colour starting to come on them. So I've got, I think, like 7, maybe more. I think like 7 or 8 of these guys. A couple are a bit smaller and stuff like that. Some of them I've had a little bit longer. So this one here on the log's looking really nice. You can see the orange really starting to come through on him as he gets older. But I just thought I'd show you guys these off quickly because they are being really active and they've been caving a lot lately. So hopefully once they get a little bit bigger, we'll start breeding these guys soon again as well. So the other 2 angels in here, I really don't know what to do with these 2. I might end up giving them away to the fish store, but I also might put them in my nice display 6-foot tank as well because they don't seem to want to breed, and I just don't have the room to keep a nice pair of angels like this when I've already got another pair right here that I seem to be breeding for me. So these 2 here just don't seem to want to breed with each other, and I think I'm just going to unfortunately give up on them and focus on these 2 here and the babies down below, and just retire these guys and put them in my nice display tank so they'll live out their lives as a nice display fish. Down here we have a lot of little baby Sturbei cories. As I move the camera a bit closer, they all scatter off to the back, but we have a lot. So they're really starting to get some good size on them now, since I've put them in this tank. And I think there's at least maybe like 30, 40, maybe a bit more in here. I think maybe even like 50 or 60. I haven't actually done a head count for quite a while because it's hard to count all these guys moving around together like this. But hopefully just getting them up to a little bit bigger size. And that's just going to take some time and some food, and hopefully we'll start selling these guys as well because I haven't sold the Sturbei cories before, so I'm excited to sell these guys. And obviously I'm going to keep a couple of these ones myself, and you know, maybe like 5 or 6 and make my own little colony of my F1s, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, again, just super excited to see these guys grow up and, you know, eventually sell them off into the fish store. It's a really nice feeling when you finally do that. So won't spend too long on these guys. I just thought I'd show you because they're all tiny and cute and just going ballistic for the camera. So you can see all along the back there, there is actually quite a fair few. But I've got another batch that are almost maybe a little bit smaller than these guys that I'm going to mix in with this batch as well. And that'll just free up some more space because I've got more baby corydoras on the way. The fish room is really pumping out the baby cories at the moment. So this is the other tank of Sturbei cory babies. And honestly, there's probably at least like 30 or 40 in here as well. You know, there's just heaps. I sort of went a bit crazy with saving the eggs, and I'm still saving eggs. You know, I saved a bunch of eggs last week as well from the Sturbeis. They bred for me. And it's been really hard to get the any sort of cory to breed at the moment that I have, because we've been having like quite warm weather and like really hot days. So the temperature in my fish room is hitting like, you know, 28, 30 degrees, and that's just not ideal for the cories to breed. And even the water coming out of my tap is still warm as well, so I can't even trigger that cold water change at the moment because the water coming out of the tap is even warm. So at the moment the breeding has sort of slowed down a bit with the cories, but come winter time I'm sure it's going to ramp back up again. Right next door we have our new little project, and I'm actually doing a bit of an experiment and it seems to be working. If you notice, the tiny little cory behind the big one is obviously not from the same batch. I've been putting eggs in here. There's actually some eggs I saved yesterday, and I thought it might not be a good idea, but the cories that I've already hatched in here, they don't seem to worry about the eggs that are on the glass. I don't like the fact that the snails are in here. I've been trying to get rid of them because they will eat your eggs, unfortunately. So that one's probably going to get mangled. But there is a fair few Longfin albino Sturbeis in here, and they've just been really growing well on the baby brine shrimp, growing up nicely, but they need to come out of this tank and move into a bigger tank. So the idea of that is to move them over to this tank and move these guys into the bigger tank again with the other lot of Sturbei babies. So that is what the plan is, and then that way I can get these guys to grow out a bit quicker. But really excited for these guys. Longfin albino corydoras, really cute. I've shown them off in my other videos, the adults and stuff like that. Haven't really had them that long, and we've already got a fair few starting to breed, and we've got a fair few babies saved here and growing up nicely. So I'll move on to the next tank, because the next tank has got a lot of fish in it. So I do apologise for the green water. I am going to get rid of the green water soon. I just like to use the green water for the baby rainbows. Just helps them, the little tiny ones, still get nutrients all day, so they can feed pretty much all day. So I'll get rid of the green water soon. But there is a lot of baby Goiter river rainbows in this tank, and if I move over to this one, it's hard to get the camera to focus, but I took the mop out, and if you can see closely all the little specks moving around, I'll try and get up over the back here as well. So all the little specks moving around up there, and all down here, and down near the front of the glass here as well. There's more around the front here. It's really hard to get the camera to focus, they're so small. But these are more baby Goiter river rainbows. So these guys are less than a week old. These guys are about like 3 weeks old. And if I quickly spin around and show you these guys are like 3 months old. So there's quite a bit of a difference and quite a long time to go from even this to this is about like a month. And then from this onto the size that I just showed you is, for me, it's taken about 3, maybe even 4 months. So, and they're almost ready to go now. So I guess it's not as long as I thought, but it is a very delicate process when they're this small, because when they're first hatching, you don't want insane amount of flow in the tank, because you're just going to kill most of them. They're just not going to survive with a high flow. And then you've also got the issue of what to feed them, because they're so small, they won't eat your baby brine shrimp or anything like that. You're much better off trying to make some sort of like amphasora, or using like a powder and stuff like that, like I've shown in some of my other videos. But that's going to be probably your best success. And trial and error really, and the more times you do it, the better you're going to get at it, hopefully. But that's sort of what's been going on in these tanks with the baby Goiter river rainbow fish. Now, moving down to this tank, if you've watched my last video that I posted, you'll see why I'm posting this tank again. But I thought I'd show you guys these guys, my Longfin albino bristlenose. I pulled some eggs, pulled some 1-day-old hatchlings out of this middle cave the day Elmo passed. And they've all done really well. I ended up counting 27 of them. So I really want to show you them. The issue is the lighting that I used on my fry tray system that they're in kind of makes a terrible flickering when I try and put the video on it. So I don't want to give you guys a seizure or anything like that when you guys are trying to watch the screen, because it is quite a harsh flickering that makes the video, just flicker really, really badly. So I'm just gonna grow them out, and I'll show you guys them once I move them into one of my smaller tanks along this rack, and we'll go from there. But I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update. My Longfin albino bristlenose have spawned for me, and yeah, first time getting them to spawn. And yeah, I was successfully able to get about 26, 27 babies out of the first spawn. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's always exciting when you breed a new fish. But yeah, the fish room is just really pumping out babies at the moment. So I'm really, really impressed with it. Even though we've had a bad loss, we've also got some positives to back it up with. So that's pretty much almost everything. I'll show you guys one last tank, and then we'll pretty much call it a wrap, I think. But I thought I'd also show you guys, I grabbed a pair of Elmo's kids. So I'm pretty confident this is a male, pretty confident that is a female. I might be wrong, but they're a little bit shy because I just moved them in here this morning. But they're starting to get quite a nice orangey come through the top of their head. So I'm going to grow this pair out and just give them some really good high quality food. Hopefully we get the colour come through on them like Elmo has. I doubt it will come through all the way, but if we can get even half of it to come through, I'll be happy with that, because we're going to try and use these two as the future breeders, and hopefully with any luck we can get some more red devil or red koi angels in the future. So right for now, we're just going to try and condition them and fatten them up and get them sort of ready to breed, I guess, and see what the colour goes now that there's just two of them in a tank by themselves. Basically with just some adult Goiter River rainbows who have their colour turned off right now, unfortunately, because they've done their spawning for this morning. Spawning for this morning, that rhymes. And then just some Longfin albino bristlenose as well. So hopefully these guys pair off. I think they are going to pair off quite well, and just time will tell, and we'll figure out if these guys are going to be successful spawners or not. Alright, we're going to make this the last tank, so it's not a full room tour, but just more of an update of what's been going on. These angelfish have been growing out really, really nicely. I've shown them off a couple of times in some of my other videos, but they have grown a fair bit since the last time I showed these guys off. And I am going to sell a couple of them because I don't need this many. The ones with the stripes that are more spread apart are going to be the ones that I sell, because I don't, it's not that I don't like them, I just prefer the black stripes to be closer together, like this one over here and this one over here and this one here. So I'm just going to be keeping those ones. Like this one here I really, really like. The stripes are just a lot tighter together, and it's just a personal preference, it really is. So I'm just going to sell off the ones that have got the further away stripes on them. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys these quickly, because they are getting to be quite a decent sized blue angel. And once I take them to the store, I think whoever buys them are going to be quite happy with them, because they've lived a good life so far. So hopefully they'll go into a nice planted community tank. Or if someone wants to get into breeding angelfish, the blue angelfish is a nice angelfish to breed. You just got to try and get through that colour and get them selling at a size where they've got their nice black stripes on, and hopefully got that nice blue sheen look to them. So that'll just help them sell well in the fish shop. But yeah guys, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I make new videos, don't forget to go and hit that bell button as well. That'll let you know every time I make a new video and post it, so that way you guys never miss a video. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.